With LinkConn 1000, the next option we'll focus on is zone settings, and the first button option, configuration. Double click. Now, within configuration, you have iGrow settings. The icons at the bottom represent the zones and sensor information associated with that zone. Double-clicking the icon allows you to view your sensor options. First option is input mapping. Input mapping allows you to map your basic sensors as well as weather station sensors, temp probes, and soil moisture sensors to its wired input terminal point. Input calibration is for calibrating and adjusting the raw value of sensors to provide correct readings. You have your basic sensors that you can calibrate, and you also have your analog temp sensors and your soil moisture sensors you can calibrate as well. Input multipliers is for doubling the raw values of your sensors. And miscellaneous is where you could use local or remote set points. You determine if the controller is to use the site master or the zone master set points by simply going and choosing the radio button. Bump is for proportional devices, which pulses the motor, ensuring the positioning of the vent or curtain is at 0 or 100%, as well as how often in minutes it's to do this task. Sensor self-test is where you could do a self-test on your serial sensor input, your inside temperature sensor, as well as relay ordering 12 to 1 or 1 to 12. Go ahead and cancel here. If sleighs are attached, you have the option to map and input settings for additional sensors attached to the additional controllers within the zone. Now, in addition, there are 9 additional configuration programming tabs. On the Stage Setting tab, you have temp staging options. You could choose the quantity of cool or the quantity of heat stages you would like to have on this zone, as well as stage width, in which you can increase or decrease the values by clicking on the up or down arrow. You also have stage overrides, in which you can engage override by clicking the enable box. You can force a temp stage to any stage for a duration of time, either one time only or daily, and you can do up to 4 stage overrides. Now, fallback settings. If the temp sensor fails, you can have the controller fall back into using an alternate backup sensor or temp stage if backup sensor also fails or is not present. And these arrows allow you to choose alternate sensor location and temp stage. Now, on output settings allows you to set the rain hold time, keeping proportional vents closed for that duration after the rain has stopped, and command delay, which holds equipment to its current stage for a specific time duration and prevents cycling on and off continuously. Click on History, Location, and DST, or Daylight Savings Time. Daylight Savings Time you can enable or disable by choosing yes or by choosing no. History is for setting your increments for logging equipment and sensor data. And location, you set the latitude and longitude option if you want to use sunrise or sunset times that astronomically adjust using the controller's internal astronomical clock. Units, you have the option in choosing the units of measurement that best suits your needs. Temperature, Fahrenheit or centigrade, wind speed, miles per hour or kilometers per hour, and light, watts per meter square or clucks. Now on the Irrigation tab, you have General Settings Irrigation Mode, which could be sequential, one after the other, or concurrent, all simultaneously, as well as an irrigation delay, a time between multiple valves being turned on, and is an option for sequential mode only. You also have trigger mode setting. If using a trigger irrigation, the option for mapping the digital input to the circuit board terminal point, your irrigation trigger is wired to. There's also alarms limits tab. You set your thresholds for high and low temp alarms. High is the degree above the cool set point, and low is the degree below the heat set point, as well as a time the condition must be in before the alarm engages. The 99-minute value is the value used to disable this alarm. Now on the Deadband Setting tab, you have cool, heat, relative humidity, and bottom heat deadband options in which you can set, which are used in preventing equipment cycling on and off continuously. And finally, we have Smart Cool settings, which we will discuss in its own video due to the complexity of this feature. And that's our overview with LinkConn 1000, zone settings, configuration, understanding.